Hello, my friends. Today is going to be another day. It marks day 3 of my video series that I have been making on sharing different lessons and life lessons as well as experiences that I have learned in order to be able to help you and truly, hopefully, be able to make a difference in your life. Now, before I get started, if you watched my last video when I talked about how to get past trauma or how to deal with certain things in life, you'll understand this a little bit better. Today's story is going to be an actual story. I know in the last video I said it would be. However, I got a little bit sidetracked, which I tend to do quite a bit if I'm being honest. But I want this one to be a story that truly resonates with you if you understand it. But I really hope you do not. I really hope that you stop yourself before it gets to this point. Now, the story I'm going to talk to you guys about today is self-harm and how to truly get past that. Now, I don't mean in the stereotypical way. Sometimes people hear self-harm and they think, oh, this person cuts themselves, or, oh, this person punches a wall, or this person does X, Y, and Z to cause themselves physical harm. There are different types of self-harm, and I'm not saying that those are not bad. I'm not saying and trying to put those down at all. What I am trying to tell you is there are many different forms of self-harm that we can inflict on ourselves that honestly, we should never do. My brothers and sisters out there, I'm going to tell you a story about how I used to inflict a version of self-harm on myself simply because I did not know any better and I thought that was what I deserved. Now, the self-harm I'm talking about was physical, not cutting myself or punching walls, but it was a punishment that I would give myself because I was always telling myself it was mental and physical. Mentally, I would be telling myself all the time, I'm too fat, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that. I would be putting myself down in every single way. I was either too dumb or too something that honestly I wasn't. And I realized I was letting certain people and certain experiences that happened in my past get the best of me when I never should have. I was allowing things that happened years ago to still affect me because I kept pushing it down. As a man, and in the upbringing that I had, I love my mom to death. She's the best parent and best woman ever. We didn't talk too much about feelings or really anything because my mom and I we keep to ourselves, like I discussed in my last video. And because of that, I let so many things bottle up inside me. And so I put myself down mentally. Then physically, I would challenge myself and push myself to new limits because I always felt that I was too weak, or that I was not good enough, or I always felt that I could be bigger, or I could be better, or that I needed to improve. So I would always push myself to limits where most normal people wouldn't. I'd push past those limits. Until one day I realized I shouldn't be doing that. It wasn't sustainable. It wasn't something that I truly enjoyed. When I used to work out when I was a lot younger, I used to love to work out. Sometimes before I even got into a gym or even knew what a gym was, I would do Sphinx push-ups, I would do regular push-ups until literally my arms could not give any more. But when we moved apartments into one that had all rugs and not tile floor, I didn't have the mat anymore. And I thought, okay, the rug padding will be fine, right? To do Sphinx push-ups and just different types of push-ups. I was extremely wrong. I gave myself horrible rug burn a couple of times to the point where some of my elbows are still scarred to this day. That's over 10 years ago. But the main thing was I always was pushing myself harder and harder every single day because I felt like I wasn't good enough, because I would compare myself to the people that were around me. When I realize now that those people were never happy, they never had anything. They would just pretend. And I was comparing myself to those people. I was allowing myself to be upset at lies they were telling themselves. I was allowing myself to be affected by people who did not truly ever experience happiness. Something that I was taking for granted when my mom would give everything to me just for me to be happy. And I realize now that that self-harm that I was inflicting on myself wasn't just toward myself, but it was affecting my family. There were days I would come home and I would lash out because some kids were bragging about what they just bought or what their parents just bought. And at the time I didn't know any better. I thought, okay, you know what? Like, why don't we have those things? Why can't I get those things? You know, and I was ungrateful. Like, way more ungrateful than I ever should have been. And I would never ask my mom, why can't we get it? Because I knew we struggled. I'd always just be angry at myself and I'd hold it in and I'd hold it in. And I realized the only thing that was doing was creating just so much anger and rage inside. There were times where I would pick on myself because I'd be like, you know what? You think you're good enough? You think you can do this? You think you deserve that? And I'd ask myself these questions that would just put me down, because at the end of the day, all my answer was always no. Because I felt like, you know what? Where I'm at in life, I can't do this. You know, I used to always think that I had to figure everything out. I made a life plan that when I turned 21, I'd retire my mom, that she would never have to work again, and that we'd have everything we ever wanted. As you can see, that didn't happen because my life took a turn. And I'm not saying that I'm ungrateful for where my life ended up. I met some very interesting people in my life, and I met a lot of people in my life. And to this day, there's only one that will always resonate and will always be in my heart. But I realized in meeting all those people and in knowing everything that I do now, I learned so many lessons that as I reflect on them, it helps me to remain grounded, to remain centered, to hopefully stay on the right path, and to start pursuing my purpose. Because I realized every single person that came into my life, I would push them, not just push them away, but push them to do better before I push them away. I would push them to be the best of themselves, because subconsciously I was wanting myself to do the same. I would push them to get out of their own way, to make sure they understood they deserved better. I was pushing everybody but the one person that needed it the most. I was making sure that everybody in my life that I considered my friend or important to me was good. Everyone that was my family was always taken care of. There was never a doubt in their mind. I made sure they were always good. And I realized I was spreading myself thinner and thinner and thinner, to the point where I snapped. And I'm not a thin person. I'm not saying like literally, you know, like I got real skinny, you know, and like I snapped. But if you guys know me in person, you know I'm a little hefty. You know, that's why I'm working on making the changes. Even though this is day 3 of my training, like, and just doing everything that I need to do to be able to start getting back on track. Like, I know, you know, that I have a lot to improve on. Not just physically, but mentally as well. And I'm making that progress. I'm making those changes. I'm acknowledging my flaws and figuring out how to fix them. And that's something that I struggle with. I do not enjoy doing. But the one thing that brings me happiness is knowing that I will be good enough for everyone that matters in my life at the end of this 30 days. I know that as long as I stay consistent, as long as I keep pushing myself mentally, physically, and every other aspect, that I will be more than okay, that I will bring value to the people that have brought me so much. I know that life is hard. I know that some people may not even be able to do this. I know that things that I'm able to do now, I prayed for. I know that when I was younger, just to even have a car, I would never have thought this would be the car that I'm in. And it's not because it's a Mercedes or a Skyline or like some super bougie car. I just never thought I'd ever own anything. I never thought I'd have anything, because I always used to put myself down and say I never deserved anything. I never thought to this day that I would be able to get groceries for my mom or be able to get her shoes or clothes. There were days where, yes, I had a vision, but I never really truly took actionable steps other than when I was going through certain things in my life and I knew that going down the route that I had planned when I was younger was no longer possible. And I'm not saying that my daughter changed everything for me in a negative way. My daughter changed everything for me in the best way possible, but it put things into perspective for me. I don't want to be gone 24/7. I don't want to have to be working at a place for somebody else and asking for time off, but that has to be first come, first serve. I don't want to have to be in a line praying and hoping that I'm good enough, or going to many different interviews and hoping and praying that I'm what the company is looking for. I want to be able to spend the time with my daughter. I want to be able to see her grow up. I want to be able to be around for my mom so whenever she needs anything, she never has to ask. I just do it. I want to be able to be the son and the father that my family deserves. And I know that that is not an easy feat, but I will gladly take that challenge on. I know it comes with me changing the way I look at my health. I know it comes with me taking care of myself. And I know it comes with the hardest thing, and that's me caring for who I am as a person. Because that's never been an easy thing. That task in itself is its own mission. It's enough to fill 3 to 4 different stories, but we won't get into that. Today's story is strictly about learning how and when you need to truly forgive and move on in your life. Because sometimes we take the easy way out, and that never solves anything. I've been there. I've taken the easy way out almost every single time, and it doesn't fix anything. I just hold in every single little thing. And you know what? As I've started to deal with them, I'm genuinely happier. Every day has become a great day. Every day has become something I look forward to. Every minute I get with my family is something I'm present and enjoying. But above all of that, every day that I wake up, I am grateful to God. I am grateful to be here. I am grateful to be able to speak with you. Even if you never watch all my full videos, even if this is the first video you see, I am just an extremely grateful person now. I try to be as positive as I can because the world's full of enough negative things and people that one more is not needed. I've never been somebody who's ever fit into the crowd, so to speak. I've never been somebody who's ever been super popular among others. But you know what? None of that matters. Because I would rather stand out, be different, be somebody that people speak of highly. Because that is what my family deserves. My family does not deserve anything less. My family deserves to be proud of who I am as a man and a person. My family deserves to know that I pushed myself to get to where I need to be at, so they can be proud of calling me son, or they can be proud of calling me a father, or they can be proud of calling me their friend. My goal is to keep pushing, and I will not stop until I know I'm at a point where I'm no longer broken, until I know I'm at a point that I'm strong enough to help anybody who comes into my life, and in the best way possible, help them realize their worth and show them that they can do so much more than they set their mind to. They just have to keep going. I'd say the hardest thing is also the easiest thing for some. Unfortunately for me, it's not. Spending time alone with myself is a hard thing. Spending time trying to reflect and learn from all my mistakes in the past is not something I enjoy doing at all. Some people I know do. I don't understand how. I don't understand what they do, but that's them. You know, the most amount of time I've spent with myself has been recently. And I'm starting to realize a lot about who I am as a person. And that's okay. I'm not speaking bad about it. I know that I have a lot to improve on. But you know what? Every moment that I get to myself, I am grateful for, because it helps me to remember what started me on this journey. I know that even though I'm not perfect, I know that even though I have a troubled past, none of those things define who I am today. Because every day I wake up is a great day. Every day I get another opportunity to prove myself to my family, to God, and to others is a great day. My brothers and sisters out there, you have to start appreciating the little things in order to truly be happy in your life. Appreciate when you can wake up in the morning. Appreciate when you can shower. Appreciate when you can use the bathroom whenever you want. Appreciate the small things, and you will see that what you considered a big thing that may have upset you in the past will no longer upset you. The things that you used to validate as important or as worth your time may shift as well, because I know mine have. I know that when I used to validate time out or like going out, or doing things was important. And now none of that matters, because what truly matters is spending time with my family. What truly matters is me helping others. What truly matters is me making a difference in this world. So when my daughter grows up, I can be proud to say that I was the best dad that I could have been. I want to be able to make my family proud, to be able to make God proud, and to be able to help anyone out there who truly is struggling with dealing with themselves, because that's a different struggle in itself. My brothers and sisters out there, I am so grateful for you, for this day, for you being here. Just know that if no one has told you today that you are great, that you are, for waking up, for pushing this far in the day, you've made a lot of accomplishments already. If you're unhappy with yourself, start working on who you are as a person. Ask yourself why. Do not let others tell you or make you feel like you're not enough. Do not put yourself in situations you do not need to be in. Do not seek validation. Simply ask yourself, are you truly happy with who you are? Because that is what matters at the end of the day. In order for you to shine the brightest and do the best and do what you're meant to do, you have to ask yourself, am I good enough for me and for what matters to me? Or am I allowing others to decide if I'm good enough? Because if you're allowing others to decide if you're good enough, if you're worth certain things, you have a lot of work to do, my friend. And I'm not trying to be rude or put you down. Just know you need to be able to feel it in your heart and in your soul that you are good enough. Because when you do, you will not settle for less. You will not allow people into your life that should not be there. You will not be sad. I can promise you that. When you start taking control of your own life, of the people in your life, and you start following God's plan, you will feel fulfilled. You will see a purpose unlike any other. But it is not an easy task. My brothers and sisters out there, if you do not like hard things, if you're okay with being complacent where you are, I pray for you. I pray that something lights the fire underneath you that you need in order to be and realize that is not meant for you. You're not meant to be comfortable where you're at. You are meant for more. You deserve better. You should not ever settle because you think that's all you can get. My brothers and sisters out there, today's video is truly meant to reach anybody out there who is struggling and to tell you self-harm is never okay. It does not matter if it's because you think that's your only way out or because you think that no one hears you or understands you, or you may feel like you cannot speak out about it. My brothers and sisters, if you need someone or somewhere to go and pray, or just somebody to hear you and make you feel seen, just know that this account is meant to help you. Just know, if you want someone to ask about your day, I will gladly do that. And I pray every single day for you that you have a great day, that you push yourself every single day, because waking up is so much better than not. Because you being here matters. Because you matter. My brothers and sisters out there, thank you all for watching another one of my videos. I'm extremely grateful in ways you will never truly understand. But above all, I'm just happy to be here today. I'm happy that I woke up. I'm happy that you woke up as well. I'm happy to see you here again. If you're one of my subscribers, I'm glad that you are still here. To my day ones, I am extremely grateful. But the thing that I'm the most grateful for is being able to hopefully reach the right people at the right time and to truly help. If you understand the message in my videos, then I am grateful. But I am also sad that you understand and you've had these experiences. But I pray that this can save and reach others before they have to. My brothers and sisters out there, do not let anything or anyone define who you are. Always remember, you are good enough, you matter, and that I pray you have a great day. Thank you all for watching, and I will talk to you more all tomorrow. Have a good one, be safe, and I'm grateful you showed up today. Have a good one.